latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Outwell's Outdoors with me, Mike. Sending you guys a bit of a review video on a brand new tent from Outwell. So with me here today, I've got the Outwell Springville 4SA, 5SA and 6SA. So the Springville range is available in 3 different sizes, i.e. a 4 berth, 5 berth or a 6 berth. With me today I've got the largest of the models, which is the 6 berth, but the concept and kind of the features that you see throughout the model is exactly the same. So everything I'm going to go through now is going to be the same for either size that you decide is going to be the best one for you. So basically it fits in kind of Outwell's Superior collection or SA range. Now they did for a process of rebranding kind of the SA, i.e. what was previously known as Smart Air, now in Superior Air. So the joys essentially with the new Superior Air collection is the fact that you've kind of got the stability that you had with a single point Smart Air inflation point, but it's all modular, it's all pre-allocated, so generally there's less to go wrong. Each beam is done up individually, as you can see from our own Outwell's pitching and packing video. Whole thing I think took me a total of around about 11-12 minutes to pitch, so it's great for certainly for short weekends away, let alone going away for longer spells. You've also got bracer beams which you insert in the main body additionally, again to give you a better torsion in the roof, and even if you're not the best at putting that means at least it's going to look like you are for that sense. What we've got in kind of the Superior range for 22 is Outwell have gone to a really nice ripstop fabric. So we've got a 150 denier, 6000mm ripstop material. And actually, to be fair, looks like double ripstop. So it's a really nice reinforced fabric. Joys of ripstop is necessarily if you had a small little rip for any reason, it is isolated that single point rather than ripping and carrying on. 150D is a slightly higher weight material as well, so it's going to have a little bit better durability wise, and obviously a 6000mm waterproof level is, you struggle to beat that, to be perfectly honest with you. To tween up with obviously the fabric, we've also got a premium feature of the tinted windows. So really nice sort of PVC windows to get great visibility out, but also a little bit of privacy in without using the curtains. On the inside we've got zip up curtains to get that ultimate amount of privacy as and when you want to. And in terms of the design, it's almost like a two sort of semi-free zone tent. So we've got sleeping, living, and then this really nice kind of open canopy area. Although it's inflatable from sort of here point backwards, there is a front steel pole with the canopy, which you merely zip in. And actually, again, it still can be done quite happily by one person. And it works like you just sort of pop the ends in and then zip round. And it gives it a really nice extra bit of height and also a good level of structure. We've got floating guy lines, as they say, so we've got high visibility points where the trip hazards are, but it means that it doesn't kind of deter away from the actual vision of the tent. And then storm straps on the front and back to get great torsion into the roof. We've got lots of low-level ventilation points, so not only beneath both the side windows to help with the airflow, but also in the bedroom section as well, again to increase that airflow and certainly help fight condensation. We've got 2 side mesh doors on either end as well to help with that airflow to get a bit more breathability into it. A really nice big back vent as well, which can be open and closed as you see fit. And failing that, we've also then got a fully frontal meshed front door. The front door itself I really do quite like, because you've got this kind of canopy which is your rain protection. What you find is that you've got a very flat and vertical door, maximises your internal space because of it, but also you can have your normal kind of enclosure door with your nice obviously tinted windows and your curtains. Saying that you've got your mesh door built behind it, it's a full frontal mesh door, so on a nice warm day you can open up that kind of front panel nice sort of fully back. In fact, let's do it now, why not? So we can unzip this, and if anyways you can actually bring it down to the base and kind of just sort of fold it in. Now the joys of the front door is you can almost sort of feed it from right to left or left to right, so if you wanted to kind of orientate yourself a different manner, you can quite happily do so. That's what we do. Just going to fold that and chuck it in the corner for the time being, just to kind of get it out of the way. And then you've got this full frontal mesh door. Now, the joys of this as well is you've got this quick and quiet technology. So something Outwell have done for a number of years now, and it's something they've put into their front panel. One thing I should have probably mentioned before I did that is when you've got kind of the one panel in place, you can still use the quick and quiet door. So you have a blank panel and then come and go through that mesh panel as such. Joys is obviously you can kind of walk in, haven't got to use any zips, and then essentially the door closes a bit behind you. So I think for me, this is probably the first model I've seen that the door works as it's meant to, just because I think it's that steel pole on the front is kind of boosting up the actual air tube itself, and also, to be fair, with probably the superior kind of bracer beams, I think that also gives a bit more torsion and lifts that front panel up. So actually, for once, it's nice that it actually works. If you don't want to use it, you can still use it like a conventional front door, so you can unzip it, again, bring it from left to right, or if you really want to, right to left. And there's a really nice kind of trip-free hazard directly in to the main body as well. But I'll tell you what, I'll swing the camera around and have a bit more of a look inside of it and talk through a load more features that the Springville has to offer. So now we're looking down the barrel of the Springville, you can kind of get a bit of more idea for certainly the sheer sort of width in here and also the height. This has obviously been the largest model, but still it's quite spacious and it's quite a decent size sort of 6-berth tent. Now what we've got really is, kind of said, this frontal mesh door nice and neatly, and we can use it, as previously mentioned, as the quick and quiet kind of version. Failing that, use it as a conventional door by rolling it from right to left or left to right. For the time being, I'm just going to open it up. Again, you can almost bring it back to kind of a halfway position if you wanted to. So there's a really nice solid zip along the bottom, so you can bring it back halfway, leave half it open if you want to do a failing that, we'll open up fully to the top. Actually, apologies, you know, this one can only open from right to left. That's the front door as well. So now it's kind of open. You can see it really nice and spacious. You've got no lip in and out of it, and it's the fine details I find that's quite nice about this. For example, you've got a little bit of taping on the underside of zips. That way, when it's laid flat, you're not going to get any mud stuck into the teeth itself. The small little things like also the guide points have got little retainers, so it means you can bundle up and make sure it's neat and tidy rather than getting it caught later on down the line. We've got a really nice roller bag as well included with it, so with sort of 2 handles on either end and wheels, so you can easily get or cart it about if it's a little bit heavier than you would find. And then in the overall sort of space of it, we've got kind of a two bay zone in the 6 and the 5. I think it's only 1 bay in the 4 is a little bit smaller. So again, headroom height's really good. You've also got this Gothic arch kind of system where it's, in terms of its design, is to give you a bit more internal height as well. When I stand up in the corners, I'm not too far away from the edge itself, you know, which is ideal, means you can put furniture and stuff a bit tighter to the edge. The 2 sort of tinted windows we've got on the side have zip-up curtains as well, so you get a bit more of a thorough feel of it and a bit more premium feel. So you can bring it up sort of halfway or get the ultimate fully to the top. I find generally they're a bit easier to pack away as well, because you just sort of roll it directly into its own little pocket, and then you've got a little toggle point as well just to kind of keep it where it needs to be. Beneath this, we've also got a big ventilation panel to help that airflow, which we saw from the outside. Bracer beams are situated, so you get 3 in total, 2 for the living area and 1 for the bedroom section, and that's what gives you a bit of stability again as well. And this is also, you've got Outwell's hook track system, so it allows you to have a hanging point for a lantern by sort of like a clothesline peg kind of system. You can have sort of storage units coming down, or like I said, use it for lighting. So you've got 1 on the beam by the bedroom. You've also got 1 on this one and 1 on that one. So literally all the beams have it as well. So, you know, you can quite happily accommodate however kind of you want the lighting to be. From a cable entry point of view, you've got 2 cable entry points, both from each side, located nice and easily down the bottom again, so it doesn't matter which way the main hookup is coming from. Into the bedroom section now, so depending on the model, whether you go for the 6, the 5 or the 4, it defines kind of the bedroom layout. The 6 you've got 3 bedrooms, the 5 you've got 2, and then the 4 you've also got 2 as well. We've got almost a kind of a 120, 140, 120 scenario with the 6. So really it's sort of, your master bedrooms could be directly in the middle. Ideally, I think this is more the 6 for me would be better as a comfy 4, or if you've got kids, then probably you can get away with being a 6 in total. Just because I think for adults it's going to be your central bedroom here, kids on either side. Now, no, okay. The main master bedrooms, we're going to call it, not only is it sort of the overall width of it is bigger, but what you find actually as well is it's got the quick and quiet door which we saw on the front side. So again, most likely the adults will be last to bed, means they can kind of come and go quite easily without having to worry about opening zips and waking everyone else up. You've got a ventilation panel again on all of the doors as well to get airflow into the tent. And certainly help with that kind of condensation. Or if it's a bit too dark, because it is a slightly darker material, you can open it up and allow a little bit of light into the kids. If you don't want to use, again, the quick and quiet as per usual, you can use the door in a normal fashion. Quite easy, just sort of rolling it back and toggle it back like so. You've got zip dividers between all of the sections as well, so you can actually physically get a bit more of a partition between one another, so zips on the sides and it's sort of laid loose down the bottom. It also means that you can have it as one big open area if you wanted to, you know, have this as a 4 and a 2, 2 and a 4, depends on what kind of configuration you prefer to go for. You've got actually a slightly deeper bedrooms as well, so not only are you getting sort of premium features with the ripstock, the zip curtain and so forth, you also get deeper bedrooms, so it's going to help to accommodate those camp beds or sleeping mats or high-rise air beds that won't fit in conventional tents really. We've also got storage pockets built into it, so not only we've got storage pockets located at the back, we've also got them kind of in the front of the pockets here as well, so you can happily declutter the living area tent into those bits, and then when you've got your phones and keys and torches in the bedtime, you can put them in there and you can easily find them in the middle of the night. A rear vent at the back here as well allows air to flow in and out, plus the fact you've got the, in fact let's get the camera in, probably the best way of doing it really. So kind of as we come in here, in fact we'll go straight to the bedroom where I was talking about. So you've got this vent at the back here, so you can see a panel located here. So that comes up, and then there's a panel on the external side as well. So if you want to see the kids, you can essentially open up the panel on the external side, open up the one on the internal side, get that visibility out. You've also got, like I said, the zip dividers all there, and you've got little loops there. So the panels itself rolls up vertically and toggles up above. And you've also got little hanging points here if you wish to kind of hang like a lantern. And you can see it's almost like a slight shape to the bedroom itself. Now that is basically to accommodate this larger bed. So you've got a more vertical back wall, and in the middle section, pockets on the back. It's all to take those high-rise air beds or camp beds as well. So you can probably see it's a little bit deeper than you would normally expect. You've got a cable entry point as well into the bedroom on the left-hand side. So just located down the bottom here, little tab to bring that directly in. And then you've also have the brace beams, which we've previously talked about. So kind of as we're sort of sitting in here as well, kind of looking out, you can get a really nice visibility out on the site. You've got the mesh protections on either side as well as obviously the front as we talked about. Cable entry is located down there. Got the curtain scenario, and then tucked behind here is that hook track system to put where you want it to as well. The ground sheet in this section can sort of lip up and lip down, so you can kind of get a better seal. And then if you want to see that taping I was talking about, it's just there. So you can probably see, just protects it a bit more. Canopy has almost got a little bit of a, it's higher at the top, it's at the bottom, just to give you a bit more sort of shelter away from it. Then you've got an additional kind of pegging point. But all right, sits really nicely, and that kind of, I do quite like the slight kind of yellow, fluorescent yellow trim, matches the guidelines really well. I think that's quite smart. Then we've got ventilation points throughout it, and that kind of ripstop fabric, you can probably see it a little bit. It's harder when it's without altering my zoom completely. And then around the back here, you can see how that kind of pulls it out to give it a bit more flatter front. And you've got a rear vent at the back here, so ideally you want that kind of fully open like so, and you can actually toggle it up in place to get the maximum amount of airflow. If you want to, you can also bring it out and stick it out, so you can guide that out just to kind of give it a bit of you know, ventilation but still have the coverage from the rain. And we've got those storm straps also on the back side. Low level ventilations on either side, and then you've also got the valves located at every single bottom of the beam. Quite nice and easy. But like I said, for more kind of pitching video, we can check that out as well. It's quite surprising how simple it was to put up, and just doing the one kind of sort of steel pole just for a bit of extra stability. I think was actually quite easy, to be fair. I thought it would be a lot harder than it was. It's just by getting the technique right, I think you can get it sort of ace every time. For more information about pack sizes, pack weights, floor dimensions, you can check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to kind of the Springville range on our website, where we've got all the details and itemized little features as well as prices, packages and things like that we do offer on the actual tent itself. We've got almost actually oversized beams a little bit bigger than what I've come to expect in some of the other Outwell models as well. But By all means, let us know what you think of it. It's all great to have feedback from likes of people who want to then use it as well. But essence, that you can do that by commenting in the box below, or you're welcome to email us if you've got any more questions as well. But that's kind of our little video review on the brand new Springville 4SA, 5SA, and 6SA from Outwell.